All right. Welcome to the show, everybody.
Do you want me to tell that joke again?
Yeah, I wanted to say again that the novel Coronavirus is probably my least favorite novel. And then,
I have the novel Coronavirus right now. Let me tell you, this novel could have used a better editor.
I used Cliff Notes for my novel Coronavirus.
Oh, is that the vaccine?
yeah, the booster. Yeah, the idiot's guide is the booster.
Yeah, I got the. I guess I got the Spark Notes. I got the Moderna.
Yeah.
That's why I'm failing the exam.
Johnson & Johnson is the Wikipedia summary.
Mm-hmm. For the novel Coronavirus.
Do you remember in college they used to be like, or in high school they used to be like forbid us from using Wikipedia because they're like it's inaccurate. I'm like, I feel like it's pretty accurate most of the time.
Yeah, and now that's actually how you become rich is just by reading Wikipedia articles and talking about them.
Yeah, we will be reading Wikipedia tonight.
Yeah,
live on the air.
Yeah, like that Destiny guy. He just reads like Wikipedia pages and then he streams and he makes like $1 billion.
That's cool.
So everyone was wrong about everything. We have calculators.
We have calculators in our pockets.
Yeah, we actually have calculators that can do like differential equations, not just simple addition and subtraction. We have that, and Wikipedia is actually the path to fortune.
Mm-hmm. And it's 100% accurate. It's so accurate that there's more wikis. There's so many wikis.
Dude, my favorite that I saw recently was on Netflix. Lee Daniels came out with that. What looks like a bad movie, The Deliverance. Did you see this?
Was it based on the novel Coronavirus by Sapphire?
I think so.
Did he direct that?
I don't think he directed Precious. No, he made a movie called The Deliverance, it's like a possession movie.
He did direct Precious based on the novel Coronavirus by Sapphire. Yeah.
Okay, but I went. It was a movie that looked shitty, but interesting enough for me to want to read the Wikipedia synopsis.
Mm-hmm. So the new one?
Yeah, The Deliverance with some black people in Glenn Close.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to the Wikipedia page, and the entire synopsis just said, it's like The Exorcist, but different and with black people instead of white people. That was the entire synopsis. And I was like, yeah.
Is that the screen cap that's going around of Glenn Close? Like, with teeth?
Like it's like a ghoul, and she's like, I can smell your nappy pussy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
The Deliverance. What is it about? Uber Eats?
Yes.
It is about
it's a movie about the horrors of when they get your order wrong.
Yes, it's a movie about the people who drive Uber Eats.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Glenn Close orders Uber Eats, and it takes 50 minutes to get to her.
Yeah, it's like, where'd he go? Why did he disappear from the location?
The movie takes place in real time, so you can feel the anxiety of what it's like to have to wait for your Chipotle bowl to get to your house.
Yes, you know somebody's touching it with their dirty fingers.
It's like a Safdie brothers like anxiety attack movie.
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea. Like if the Safdie brothers did a movie about a DoorDasher,
yeah,
he keeps having to, there's hurdles along the way to deliver a Taco Bell.
Well, they should do a movie about a DoorDasher who decides to finally stand up for himself.
Oh yeah,
like a Haitian, falling down. Haitian DoorDasher, like falling down.
Yeah, like falling down, but it's a Haitian DoorDasher.
But he puts dogs and cats in the orders till as like
I did everything right. I filled out all the forms for government assistance. And look at what
Nick Oldershaw is here. Yeah, thank you for joining.
Yes,
his new podcast, Crick and Morty, is coming out.
No, it's not right. You can't say that.
I'm sorry, it's called Pies We Fucked. Am I correct?
It was called Pies We Fucked. It's well, you know what? We decided to call it Pies We Fucked with the Loud Boys. Pies We Fucked with the Loud Boys in a group chat. Robin Figs.
Yeah. I was thinking you should call it Crowder Hour.
We'll call it Crowder Hour.
Yeah,
we'll call it something different every episode.
Yeah. Welcome everybody. We are here to talk about Richard Kelly's Southland Tales,
Yes.
which is a movie Nick and I kind of bonded over when we first met. You know,
What a motion
It was like your
picture.
first hang.
yeah. So had you seen it before, Dalton?
No, I knew of it. Like I knew the beats of it, Fluid Karma and all that.
Mhm.
And then I finally I started it last night, and then halfway through I was like, you gotta be shitting me, there's an hour left in this. And so I finished it this morning.
Nice.
Which cut did you watch the can cut?
Whatever was on streaming on Amazon Prime.
No, so probably theatrical. I think it's better. I think theatrical is better. But sorry, go ahead, Robbie.
It's described as a dystopian black comedy thriller film, which is very fun. I think it even had more adjectives before on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
But it's very amusing. It's like dystopian black comedy thriller. It's like, and I count black as a genre.
Yes.
No, but
yeah. There's really no way to describe it because it's an unfinished movie.
It's just the end. Is the thing.
It's the end of the movie, or it's the end of the story. It's the second half of the story.
I suppose dude, this was like one of the most baffling movies I've ever seen.
I'm shocked. I would have thought Dalton would have gotten into it. I would have thought.
Trust me, it's right up my alley. It's extremely my shit. But like the whole time I was watching it, I was like, I guess I just gotta go with the flow here. There's no.
You gotta go with the liquid karma.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to understand this.
Here's my hot take. I think the movie is like it's very straightforward. It's very
once you know what's going on, it makes sense. But it is also like when I first saw it, I just really enjoyed it. It's just like a crazy piece. And then I watched the first half, which is in graphic novel form, which I read, and then the movie makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, it's just like it feels like a combat. In some ways, it feels like an extension of like I like that Richard Kelly is like obsessed with time travel. I like that it's this theme throughout his work, and in some ways, it feels like it's expanding upon the idea that he presents in Donnie Darko. But he's
right.
Like, we're doing it on like an epic scale.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. It's like very similar. Because Donnie Darko is also about like somebody who time travels,
right,
and winds up in an alternate dimension, but that is also like an ending world. You know what I mean? And he has to make the choice to go back and sacrifice himself.
Yeah, and he's Richard Kelly's obviously a fan of fate versus free will because it's kind of all these people escaping. Both movies are about people kind of escaping death and then just like doomed to die anyway, in a way.
Yeah. It's also like the thing. I mean, I like that the movie is like like the big joke in the movie is that like, oh, this movie, The Rock has written the screenplay that is Southland Tales, basically.
Yeah, he did.
And then it's just the Book of Revelation. It's just like, it's just, I mean, like sometimes it's kind of like Death on a Pale Horse, Christopher Lambert in an ice cream truck. I mean, the movie kind of spells it out.
And that's why I love it. What other movie would cast Wallace Shawn as the Antichrist? That is so sick, dude.
Yeah, I was impressed that the movie's commitment to completely to go against one of the core tenets of storytelling, which is show don't tell.
Right.
It was very committed to somehow filling the movie with narration and exposition the entire time, and also explaining nothing.
Yeah, it's very show and try to tell, but doesn't really tell. I think
like the movie is festooned with people talking and explaining things to each other.
Word alert.
Justin Timberlake narrating exactly what's happening, and then what he's narrating also happening on screen, and then being explained again by the characters on screen, and then as an audience member, me going, I still don't know what's happening. This has been explained to me in 3 different ways by a number of characters in this movie, and I don't understand this.
So I haven't seen the can cut still, I think, but isn't a lot of that because it really explained nothing in the can cut, and the studio like made him do more stuff?
The can cut is similar to the Donnie Darko director's cut in that it's not better. It does have some cool. The can cut has some cool, like there's more Janine Garofalo in the can cut. She's not just in the, she's not just in the corner of the screen.
I wonder. I thought I spotted her in the movie real quick, and I was like, "Is she in this?"
She was supposed to be.
Yeah, she got cut out. She's in the can version. It's
I thought I saw her in the Zeppelin scene.
Yeah, she
real
is.
Quick.
Did you see Kevin Smith?
No, is he in? Dude, this. I tell you what.
Yes,
Google Kevin Smith Southland Tales because he plays a pivotal role, but you don't realize it's him.
Okay, what?
He's the guy with the long beard. When the Rock finds out that when they see the dead body that went through the time anomaly or whatever, and he explained to you the soul of a monkey can't pass through.
They did like David Carradine and Crank 2 to Kevin Smith.
Yeah, it's that guy.
That's Kevin. That's Kevin Smith.
Yes, it's a kind of a great performance.
Jesus Christ, this movie should have got an Oscar for makeup for that because I've had no clue that was him.
Did you catch Eli Roth? Eli Roth is in the movie for 1 second. He gets killed in the raid when they're raiding the neo-Marxist clubhouse. No. He's on the toilet shitting.
This movie's filled with people. It's got a lot of guys in it.
That's the thing. It's a celebration of guys, quite frankly.
It really is. You got Christopher Lambert, Zelda Rubinstein.
The thing that's cool about the can cut is there is so after there's that party at the mansion and the Rock I'm trying to be specific with this, but like you briefly see the shot of Zelda Rubinstein holding that like orb, and then the Rock gets in a convertible or like a roofless car and leaves. That's an extended sequence in the can cut that's set to Muse, and it is it's weirdly similar to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Jason Muse.
Is he also in this?
What? It's set to Jason.
He's also in this.
Yes, Jason. They play Berserker.
Beautiful big women don't fall out the sky, you know.
but there is a Once Upon a Time in Hollywood shot in the Southland Tales can cut that is you're like, whoa, but I don't think Tarantino.
I mean, Tarantino is friends with Richard Kelly and goes to Cannes every year.
This movie was very evocative. Evoked Tarantino.
Eli Roth is in this too.
Because
he gets killed briefly. He's in it for a second.
The entire movie, I was reminded of that Charlie Rose interview with Tarantino, where Tarantino talked about how anytime a movie starts to confuse me, I'm out. Unless it's on purpose, and I know I'm in good hands with the director.
Yet he loves Christopher Nolan.
But this movie definitely, I think from the first 10 seconds I was confused, and at no point did I ever find my footing with this.
I'm surprised, man, because I didn't even know about the first time I watched this. I was just what enchanted me about it was like, okay, it's this it's clearly a vision and it feels very pretentious, but then the humor is so irreverent.
It's so funny.
It's
a very funny movie, which kind of redeems it, but it was like I was able to piece together what this movie is to some degree.
That's how I felt about the Lego movie.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have the same experience with the Minecraft movie coming out.
Yeah.
But I was able to piece it together, but it certainly was like a movie where I was like, this is more ambitious than there's a lot of ambition here, but the execution
is the biggest swing fucking ever. It's
the biggest swing I've ever seen in a movie, because I was like, he called in every favor, all of his friends.
Well, people want it. The thing is, Donnie Darko nobody believed in that movie. All the Donnie Darko, and it didn't even do well in theaters, but it made $20 million on home video.
It was a DVD hit, yeah. They buried this one. I remember I had to go to a weird theater. I saw it in theaters, and I had to go
I had never heard about it till you two were talking about it. Until I heard you guys talking about it,
Well, I think people were on board because
my
when
dude Chris
Donnie
with
Darko-
$2 says Stifler is the best
Yeah.
part of this movie. Yes, this is definitely the best movie where Stifler says the N-word, in my
Yes.
opinion.
They're everywhere. That's so funny.
Yeah,
Well,
it has some great lines for sure.
and it has the best rock performance when he starts, like, whenever he freaks out,
When he starts stimming.
he goes,
Yeah,
that shit.
and it is confusing, but I think I at no point think Richard Kelly doesn't know what he's doing. Like he made the movie he wanted to make, and he knows what's going on, and that's what's important.
Dude, so that's what this was a great movie to watch in the throes of COVID because it captures the delirium that I've been feeling anyway, having to deal with COVID. But it also is like, dude, this was so almost traumatizing for me because it embodies
oh
what
yeah,
it feels like to be going through a psychotic episode.
drug-induced psychosis. Yeah, well, it's
Yeah,
like
where it's just
drug-induced
like-
mass psychosis.
where
Is
it's
what the
like-
movie's about.
Yeah, because like this reminded me of when I was going through that, and I had all these ideas bouncing around in my head, and all these different threads and dots I was connecting that all made sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
That there was no way for anyone else to ever make sense of them. That no matter how much I tried to explain this, nobody was ever going to be able to be like, oh,
It
yeah,
also
I see
is
what
about-
you're saying.
It is
Well,
also
hey,
about
I'm
a movie coming to life and being real and having to do with the apocalypse and politics.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, it
so
was
Dalton-
kind of cathartic to watch this. Also,
So let me just say something though, man, because I know that you have said, despite the many follies that you had during that altered state period of your life, you were right about some things, and I would say that about Southland Tales too. Southland Tales was for a movie that came out in 2007. It correctly predicted like a number of things.
Yes.
First off, The Rock being the biggest movie star in the world, it predicted.
Yes.
This movie is about him being the. Also, the movie's about predicting the future. It's about a movie that predicts the future, and it itself predicts the future.
Right.
It predicted like the surveillance. I mean, we knew the surveillance state was coming, but even like I remember
It was pre-Snowden.
Snowden, Elon Musk. You could argue that Fluid
WikiLeaks.
Karma is like Tesla.
Oh my God! Yes, yeah. Elon is like it's similar. Like it's actually a perfect movie.
His relationship with his mom.
This movie encapsulates the Trump era almost perfectly because it's like a bunch of really dumb, cartoonish people who do very consequential things and
Yeah,
like fuck up
neo-Marxists.
politics.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
it
neo-Marxists.
predicts the Trump era just by dialing up the Bush era to 11. Like it's a reaction to the Bush era, which is what the Trump era was.
But even like the political extremism and the political violence was not a thing as much in the Bush. Like when I rewatched this during the Trump era, I was like, Jesus, this is literally like in the new. Like it was like when the Proud Boys and Antifa were fighting all the time.
Well, I remember when I brought this up when I moved to LA because like all the LAPD cars.
Los Angeles for the audience.
Yeah, the Windy City.
Not in the know. They all in Southland Tales. They all have like U.S. ident. That's like part of like the surveillance. Like when I got to LA in 2016, all the LAPD cars have a thing on the back of them called U.S. iWatch, which is like I guess some surveillance wing of like the LAPD. And I was like, and I looked it up. That happened after Southland Tales. I'm like, that's eerily similar.
Well, they're trying to get Real ID going too now, which is like very similar to it's not exactly like US ident, but it's basically like to get an ID and to fly, we're gonna all have to get like new IDs.
I have a real ID. I've got a Maryland Real ID, and it has a holographic crab on it. If you like
okay, I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty
I have
cool.
a real online D.
Okay. Yeah, this movie does like kind of capture something that I felt and honestly still kind of feel, which is that as like events unfold in real life. Okay, so let me think how to say this, because the neo-Marxist aspect of this movie, the sort of like idea of like a communal collective society, right? that like everyone is part of some bigger organism.
My penis.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that was like something I have felt when I was going through my snafu, and still kind of feel that like each of us like are individuals operating autonomously, but then there's also like the sum of all of us that makes up this greater like communal thing, right? You know, like a beehive, or
right?
Or, you know,
a beehive.
Oh, beehive. Like a beehive operates the way it does, and then if somebody comes and starts like hitting the beehive with a bat, the bees all will start to maneuver together to
Did you watch Bee Movie by accident again?
I might have accidentally. Well, no. What I'm getting at.
No wonder you were so confused.
What I'm getting at, though, is that I might have just watched Bee Movie. What I'm getting at, though, is that
why does The Rock sound like Buddy from Seinfeld?
Is that all of us can start? We'll be able to start like sensing what's happening in the world and feeling the way things are going, and then some of us operate as like emissaries for what will happen. And that's what I believe that was Richard Kelly's purpose in making this movie. He is Boxer Santeros in real life.
Mm-hmm.
He's Andrew Santino. And that he did kind of receive a vision.
Santino seems like he should have showed up in this shit at some point.
Yeah, if this was made today, Santino would have been in it.
It would have been Santino Tales.
Will Sasso's name in this is Fortunio, right?
Fortunio, yeah.
Oh yeah, so. Fortunio. Hey, it's me, Fortunio.
Yeah,
yeah, and so Mandy Moore.
I think that like all of us collectively can feel kind of something coming as like time goes forward. We can all we're vibing with each other, and then some of us are even able to like receive transmissions beyond that, and it'll be expressed through like creative means. So it's not, maybe he did in a way predict the future by making this movie. You know what I mean?
I mean, I do genuinely think he was actually like very tapped into where the country was going for a guy who shot this in like 2006, and I guess conceived of it even before then. Like, it's a pretty, like, it's satire that could easily be about right now.
You know? Oh yeah, like all those scenes, the scenes of the
it's better now.
The scenes of the whores like just like gabbing with each other, talking about nothing. I was like,
it's so good.
Podcasting.
It's just them.
This is Talk Tua.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we will be getting into Talking Tua, which is our Talk Tua recap podcast. Which is
we got Chris Hardwick.
I love that. I love the line that he's not the president. He's the vice president. No, is he the president or he's like the
Frost
candidate?
Is the vice.
Elliot Frost. He's like, teen horniness is not a crime. I never said it was. Just like it makes me laugh so hard.
Also, they predicted the Republicans beating Hillary Clinton.
Yes,
that's also cool.
You don't need a crystal ball.
Yeah, you did not need a crystal ball or Kyle Kalinske to predict that. What the fuck we're gonna talk about?
What is this movie about? Because it starts off.
Oh, it is about time travel.
It starts with exposition. It starts in Abilene, Texas. There was a nuke,
and his name is Pilot Abilene. By the way, a lot of people putting in career best performances in this movie. I would say
it's the best Justin Timberlake performance.
Best Justin Timberlake, best Sean William Scott, debatably best Rock, but that goes to Pain and Gain, I think.
The woman who begs The Rock to let
suck his dick,
suck his cock.
Yeah,
it's the fact that like she like that scene works. It's the craziest thing about it. It's like also buy the stakes.
Yeah, well, the movie starts with like we start with a ton of exposition because it's like there's this
career best John Lovitz. I'm also gonna say
career best John Lovitz for sure. With
absolutely
bleached hair.
Yeah, and career best the guy from The Wire.
Yes.
What guy?
Career best Amy Poehler.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, she was good in other stuff. I would say she's good in Inside Out. Honestly,
this is the role I think of. This is the when she starts doing her
yeah
poetry.
Yeah, Wood Harris, the black guy that Amy Poehler's with, is
you bitch. Yeah, I fucked him.
He's Marlo Stanfield, right?
Yes,
no, he's Avon Barksdale.
He's Avon Barksdale.
Yeah. Yeah, but the
so
movie,
also his best performance is he's better in this than The Wire, I think.
But the movie starts with this like map. It shows you a map of Texas. And it's like Abilene, and then a bomb goes off, and then the narrator comes in, who's played by Justin Timberlake. Pilot Abilene is his name. His name is Pilot Abilene.
Pilot Abilene.
Yeah, he's like he says something about the bombs, and then we go to Southern California after that, and then there's like. I can't remember. There's like tons of exposition and trying to explain everything leading up to the first title card, which is Roman numeral 4. So it's the 4th chapter.
Dalton, let me remind you of a little film called A New Hope.
Yeah. Right. So within the first like 10 minutes of the movie, you're already like,
when
did I miss something?
When Dalton has sex, he's a nude dope.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like with
also, I'm kidding about John Lovitz. It's obviously The Wedding Singer.
Yes, but yeah, within the first 10 minutes of this movie, I'm already going, wait, did I miss something? Did I miss the first 3 chapters? Like whatever this is.
The answer is yes, Dalton. There's a prequel graphic novel.
Okay,
that is really hard to find out.
Thank you for clearing that up.
My controversial take is you don't need the graphic novel.
It makes it easier to follow. You can figure it out without it, but the graphic novel explains a lot of things.
Right.
Like the Justin Timberlake scene doesn't make any fucking where he's dancing to all these things that I've done.
That came out of nowhere. That made no sense.
So in the graphic novel, it's explained that he thought he killed Sean William Scott in Iraq while that song was playing. Right. So when he takes liquid karma, it activates like his PTSD and like.
Fluid karma, which you can get for 20% off a Coward Rogan.
Fluid Kramer.
Because that's a justification for it, but the fact is, stylistically, that's also just like a Richard Kelly motif. I mean, it's similar to the musical sections in Donnie Darko. Where it's like, okay,
I actually think that's my favorite scene in the movie too.
Yes,
is when he's dancing to all these things that I've done with all the Marilyn Monroes.
It's better than the actual music video for that song.
I agree. They should just use that as the music video, and it's cool because Justin Timberlake's a good dancer, but Richard Kelly has him dance badly in it, but it's such a good drunk. Like that's how I dance when I'm drunk. It's like it captures that really well.
Yeah, just pouring Budweiser over yourself.
Yeah, just walking up to a hot girl who's leading me on, and then walking away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, this is fun. It's called Southland Tales. If you don't know what movie we're talking about, it's by the guy who did Donnie Darko, and so he hasn't done a movie in like 13 years.
He's in director jail. Although I hear that he has a project that he's working on that may or may not. I mean, I think like The Box was like his last chance to prove that he was like viable, and the Box isn't like The Box is kind of interesting. But it's definitely got more of a hook than his other 2 movies. But I don't know. It also feels like he pulled his punches in a way that just didn't please anybody.
He was trying to work his way back out. He was trying to do one for them, one for me with Southland Tales in The Box.
I will say the first 40 minutes of The Box are genuinely unsettling.
I gotta watch it. I do want to watch it.
It's good. It's a really interesting. It's an interesting premise for a movie. And there's this really unsettling scene where Cameron Diaz is like she's a teacher and she has like a fucked up foot. Like part of her foot is like amputated, and the kids in her class are like goading her to like show it to them, and she does. And it's this like I think about that scene all the time. It's like very upsetting.
How about Cameron Coco Diaz?
How about Cameron Coco Diaz?
And he's like, look at here, Joe Rogan. There was something about Mary. Was she in that? Was that her?
I'll put cum in my fucking hand, Joe Rogan. I'm not better than nobody. If
Look,
I don't have hair, Joe, I'll put cum in my fucking hand.
I'll put cum in my fucking hand. Look, what? No bullshit, Joe Rogan. I went over to the date. And he had
Can you
cum
believe
in
that
his
he did?
cum in his
Can you
hair.
believe that Joey Coco Diaz was so high on acid that he let his mom die? He had a terrible LSD trip, and his mom died.
Wow.
Wow, we shouldn't let him out. He should be locked up.
He's off the face of the mat. Did he go into comedy witness protection? He's like, he is not. He's the only Rogan guy to like.
It's kind of inspiring that his entire career is just admitting to horrific crimes he's committed.
Kidnapping people.
Yeah, just being like, I've done a lot of really horrible things. Here they are, and then just continuing to succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's why he's like, all right, I better retire now. This fucking internet's a thing.
This is what, but like to me, I just get hung up on like when you're on that much acid, the thing that you think when you're high is like, oh God, I hope my mom doesn't die, and then you're like, I'm high. Do you imagine?
Oh my
so high
God!
on acid, you come downstairs, and your mom is really dead.
That's
like,
crazy.
What the fuck, man?
That's all. That is fucking crazy. I like that they cast him in Many Saints of Newark just because he kind of looks like Big Pussy, looks and sounds like Big Pussy.
Yeah, which they did in that Mad TV sketch. That was like remember the Mad TV sketch Sopranos on PAX TV? Where
yes,
it was Will Sasso, who's in Southland Tales.
Wow,
as Tony Soprano and Joey Coco Diaz as Big Pussy.
This might be an ultimate fifth degree of Kevin Bacon movie. This should be a good because fucking everyone's in this goddamn movie. So
yeah, there's a lot. This movie has like a pretty substantial pedigree.
Yeah.
Well, that's
and
what I mean.
You are a pedophile, so
right.
You know a lot about pedigree. You study pedigrees. You're a pedophile.
No, I'm not a pedophile.
People were. I
eat dog food, so I know about pedigree.
On the set of Donnie Darko, like none of the producers believed in Donnie Darko, but everybody who met Richard Kelly and was with him on set, like the actors in that movie fought for like Richard to like get the things that he wanted because like everybody believed in it. And I think this movie, he earned a lot of goodwill from that movie. And so like people were kind of like excited to be in this one. Everyone gives
110%.
My question watching this was, did any of the actors have any clue what movie they were in?
Diddy was not in it.
Do what?
You said Diddy the actor had any clue he was in it, and I said Diddy is one of the few people who's not in this.
Did any of the actors in this movie know what they like? Did they know what movie? Did they know what they were like? What this was?
I think that they just knew that Richard Kelly. I think there was a lot of trust in him.
I think Richard Kelly, to this day, I think he believes that he was like put on Earth to make this movie. Like I think his Twitter header is still a Southland Tales thing.
Yeah,
like I think that's partially what it's about. Is like
kind of what makes the movie work is that the actors themselves have no clue like what movie they're in. They're trying to act, but they don't. They have no clue what this is about or what's going on or any of it, and so it comes. It almost feels. I told Robbie this that it feels kind of Verhoeven-esque. Like feels like a Starship Troopers thing is happening. I said, they should call it Starship Cholos. But
it's a cross between.
This is Richard Kelly's current Twitter cover photo.
Yes,
okay,
he's right.
Nice.
He's right. So I think he's like, I made the movie I wanted to make, and it is. I don't think he sees it as a failure. I think he's just like thinks it's misunderstood.
I mean, it gets compared to this a lot, but I do think there is like, it's not exactly the same in execution. He doesn't pace his movies the same, but there is an almost like Lynch-like quality.
I was going to say,
Rebecca Del Rio shows up at the end.
I know.
Yeah.
But even down to like the actors not quite knowing what they're making.
Yeah.
And sometimes turning in very strange yet sincere performances. Is like very.
It also reminds me of Lynch because it gets progressively more dreamlike as it goes, and and it also reminds me of Lynch because the movie that made me fall in love with David Lynch was Mulholland Drive. And I watched and I was like, I had no fucking idea what that was about, but that was really fucking cool. And then you looked at like little DVD inserts with the clues, and then you like there's a whole added fun to the movie of like figuring out what it actually is about. And then once you realize it,
it's funny. I think some of those clues in that DVD, because I had the same one, some of those are definitely like a troll. Like some of those are definitely him.
Why they call it Mulholland Vibe and not Clue Velvet?
They should have called it Clue Velvet.
Yeah.
Now, Dalton, what do you think they should have called it?
Well, yeah, Clue Velvet.
Clue Velvet. Yeah. And yeah, I think that I'm not topping that. I'm not Dennis topping that.
Yeah, this was
Fluid Karma. Fuck that shit. Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Blue Ribbon.
Yeah.
I love that like Fluid Karma. I'm like, all right, so it's it's a new energy source, and also you can fucking trip with it.
Yeah, and it helps you time travel also. So the idea, like when you take Fluid Karma, your mind, you can communicate telepathically with other people taking it,
right?
And you can go. And then also time kind of unravels, and like the future and the past come together to the present while you're on it. That's why it's but because everyone's high on it, it is like a mass induced drug psychosis.
And also, I guess the idea there is like because we've started exploiting this like resource that actually is like holding our. That is what has brought about the end of the world.
Yeah, and that's why everyone starts acting loopy. And Boxer explains that in his screenplay. In his screenplays, like the Earth stops spinning like 0.1 of a thing every day, and that's because of the Fluid Karma in the Antichrist Wallace Shawn was like, give me more Fluid Karma, and fucked up the Earth. And so as the Earth slows down, people get crazier. But that's why everyone in the movie is like people think it's badly written. But no, the dialogue is like weird on purpose because it's supposed to show that everyone is a little loopy. Like everyone is a little weird because the Earth has been slowing down.
Yeah, which actually that is probably one of its most succinct predictions is that everyone would in the future would lose their fucking minds.
Yeah. They predicted like one of these characters could just start saying skibbity toilet out of nowhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know? The Rizzler would be right at home in Southland Tales.
The Rizzler would be on that All Sluts talk show.
Really, they should have called Southland Tales Boom or Doom.
Yeah. It really, I mean, the movie does do a good job of capturing the like Bush era hysteria and then predicting where that would take us.
Well, the Trump era, I feel like everyone kind of became like Trump, where like everyone got a little crazy and a little cartoony, and it also like crazy as hell. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like this movie is like that. That's like it kind of like it really nails that feeling that I was thinking of how society was going in that time. This movie like nails that vibe very well.
You know what is like like weirdly prophetic and is good for me. Prior to me even seeing this movie, I invest one of my many stonks that I'm invested in is the Southland Tales. Dude, I'm invested in Fluid Karma.
That actually is what triggered this episode. No, that is actually what triggered this episode.
Dude,
remember?
This company I'm invested in, Ocean Power Technologies, is doing Fluid Karma.
What?
Yes, dude. Let me read. I'll read you.
This is what I mean about the movie. This movie's incredible,
dude. Let me tell. I'll read you the because it's the one stock today that actually shot up for me.
Because you watched Southland Tales.
Because I watched Southland Tales.
Oh, $20 for Michael Hall. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, Skibbity Mole, thank you very much for that.
It felt like The Rock was actually trying to act. Maybe not well, but he tried. I think he was pretty good in it.
I think he's good in this movie.
And he's and it's so against type. He's a nervous. It's a genius casting because he's like a nervous wreck.
It's no Jumanji 2. Nick, you're gonna get chills, dude. Because listen to what this company does. You might want to invest. This is not financial advice, but it says here, Ocean Power.
That's literally financial advice.
It says here, Ocean Power Technologies Incorporated engages in commercializing proprietary systems that generate electricity predominantly by harnessing the renewable energy of ocean waves.
Oh my god!
It offers PB3 Power Buoy, which generates electricity by harnessing the renewable energy of ocean waves. It operates through the following geographical segments: North and South America, Europe, and Asia and Australia. The company was founded by George W. Taylor on April 19th, 1984, and is headquartered in Monroe.
Wait, George W. Taylor?
Yeah. So
Just
I have
kind of
been
similar name to another guy.
for a couple months now. I've been invested in a company that is doing fluid karma.
Yeah.
And today their stock shot up from 20 cents a share to 25 cents a share. So I'm up.
Wow.
Just if you happen to watch the movie that
Call you Fluis J. Gomez.
Run outside really quick and see if anybody's crying when they look at you.
So wait, why did that girl? Here's one thing I was confused about on rewatch. Why did that girl shoot herself on the beach?
She was going to, unless The Rock let her suck his dick, but then Pilot Abilene shot her.
Yeah, he shot her. And who knows if she really was going to. I will say that's the one character where I really don't know why she does anything she does, but she's very funny.
She is funny. Everyone's worked with that lady.
I don't know why anyone in this movie does anything they're doing.
It's the Book of Revelation, basically. That's basically the movie is the Book of Revelation.
Right. So you know, pieces are being pushed into place through sheer destiny.
Yeah. What's
the
another
movie
movie like
also
that?
posits that what we're watching takes place in a sort of alternate reality, and that there's another reality that exists on the other side of this rift over Lake Mead, where they've sent back Andrew Santino and Sean William and Stifler. So in this other reality, they've sent them back, and now we're watching the reality where they have been sent back.
And it's collapsing on itself.
And it's collapsing.
Which, as I said, is the same as the plot to Donnie Darko.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, my thing is, like, did the world have to end? Like, it almost seems like it ends by accident.
Because the movie ends kind of ambiguously.
I think the ending is the world ending.
Yeah,
right?
because I'm forgetting Sean William Scott character's name. Roland. If Roland and Ronald are to meet and shake hands, it'll cause the end of the world, and that's the last thing that they do.
Right, because you're not supposed to meet. If you from the future meet yourself from the past, then the world ends. Basically,
it's the time paradox.
Yeah,
which is kind of lifted an idea lifted from a movie called Time Cop.
What's Time Cop?
Oh, I
remember Time Cop where that guy. He ends up like the climax of the movie is he bumps it. He gets knocked back into himself.
Mm-hmm.
The future version of him gets like slammed into the past version of him, and then them touching each other, they morph into some like blob and then melt. That's kind of what happens.
Patrick Melton.
Yeah.
Well, they ripped that off from Timefeld.
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, it is like, the thing is that he's kind of doing a lot of the Book of Revelation has been done many times.
Yeah. And some of it is very on the nose, you know.
Yeah.
But it's I forgive.
I think it's great. I also went on Letterboxd. All the recent reviews are 5 stars. So there is like a slow trickle word of mouth.
It's a really it's a movie of ideas. It's an interesting movie.
Yeah,
and it's got me thinking. It was certainly at times a slog. Like I said, I couldn't believe how much of the movie was left every time I checked.
Yeah,
like,
it is long.
How far along am I in this? I'm like, God damn, dude.
I remember when I saw it in theaters. There's only a few other people in the theater with me, and I'm either all of them or almost all of them walked out when I saw it.
Yeah, didn't this was like a
I think it made like $7,000.
Well,
Yeah,
they buried it. I
in-
remember because when it came out, I was excited for it because I thought the trailer was great, and I really was like, I think I was like rooting for Sean William Scott just because I really liked Stifler or something.
Yeah.
And I was excited to see The Rock in a movie because at the time it wasn't in that many movies.
But I think this movie was a
Sean William
box
Scott
office.
by far has the
But
best
I remember
performance in this movie.
I remember I had to like hustle because I remember it was only in theaters for like a week. There was like nothing. Like they got it in and out of theater. They were like, let's bury this thing.
This was a like box office catastrophe.
It was a
Like,
it was a catastrophe.
I
It was
think
a Dan Wicks fiasco.
I think this might be like the movie responsible for The Rock having to like retool his career and start being.
He got knocked down to the pebble.
Yeah. Because like now The Rock has all these stipulations where he's not going to do a movie where he looks stupid or weak or
right.
like, have you heard that where he's like, I always have to be the hero,
and all of his movies have to have a happy ending too.
Except for Pain and
he's
Gain.
easing up on that because he's seeing diminishing returns. That's why the next he's doing an A24 movie where it's apparently a pretty complicated character.
Fast and the Furious franchise has seen a lot of Dominican returns. Latinos love those movies.
That's true. Because it is like it is.
I heard there's an interactive one coming out where you can they give you a stereo to steal in the movie. Like you can steal one of the cars on screen stereos.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
I'll tell that to Daniel. He'll like it.
Dude, by the way, it feels like the next Southland Tales is going to be the you just remind me of that
Megalopolis. Yes.
It's going to be the next like movie that just hemorrhages tens of millions of dollars.
You know, it does feel like Southland Tales again. It's like this is the movie I've been wanting. It's like the difference is this was basically Kelly's second shot, and this feels like Coppola's final shot.
Yeah, like I saw. Did you see that thing where he wanted it to be like choose your own adventure?
Yeah. He hired like that team of like he wanted Adam Driver to be able to respond to people in the theater.
That is so awesome. Isn't someone come in live during Megalopolis or something?
At the film festivals, yes, but it's like, how are they going to do? Like, I would imagine.
Oh, it's my birthday. Thank you, balloons. Thank you for the balloons. Why does this only happen to me?
I don't know where they go. I don't know what is happening. I don't even know how people are doing that.
They've done it on all of our channels, and only to me. Woo! That's so funny. Balloons. Anyway, so then Wallace Shawn, he's basically like So is he a Marxist capitalist? That's the other thing he just wants to destroy everything. The Antichrist just wants to destroy things, right? Or I don't know.
Yes, he's yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what his plan was.
I found his plan to be very inconceivable.
This movie did also predict like the Jake Flores's of the world when
when
they're at that party and somebody mentions the neo-Marxists and Wallace Shawn is like, those clowns, they know less about Marx than that Chihuahua. I was like, he's describing Jake Flores.
Yeah, a lot of the neo-Marxists, it predicted like the Bushwick hipster Chapo people, just a bunch of people just like use political ideology, just like hang out and get high.
Yeah.
Super sticker. Thank you, my dude, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, the most revelatory.
Jake Flores would get high on liquid car.
Yeah, I would say the most revelatory and prescient aspect of this movie is the nature of entertainment, like where entertainment is headed.
Yes,
the way that it the way like with the way celebrity worship was going and where it is now, and then like how entertainment itself will get to a point where And look, we are kind of part of it. We do this where it's
But we were forced into it by society.
Yeah, where it
If it were up
becomes
to
like
me,
the
I'd be at the Laugh Factory.
Yeah, where entertainment becomes like the dumbest shit possible.
The
And it's
most
just
low
all-
effort, yeah, obvious.
And it's just available all the time, anytime you want it.
See, yeah, like
just-
teen horniness is not a crime. Doesn't that joke actually doesn't hit as hard since like Wet Ass Pussy came out?
Yeah,
Like that's
right?
more of a parody than that could have ever. So it's like, oh yeah, that seems like like an AI generated kind of song about
Yeah.
being horny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about like things that are on the radio.
The scenes of like Sarah Michelle Gellar and her gaggle of whores, just, like talking on the beach, like even that seems more thoughtful.
Yeah,
and like mindful than those clips I see of that whatever podcast.
Call her daddy.
Or do what?
Friend of the show, Femoid.
Yeah, Femoid. Yeah.
No, Femoid is more Amy Poehler.
Yeah, but she was on whatever.
She
was she?
Yeah, Femoid was on the whatever. That was how I first found her. Kind of was like, I saw
really?
her, I saw her profile.
She like owns the whatever guy.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, she scares him by telling some story about she got raped as a kid or something, and he's like, "Oh well."
Wow, the ultimate trump card in the arena of ideas.
Yeah. So it does. The movie does have that Verhoeven kind of thing going on where it does it does have pretty good cultural predictions.
Dystopia satire, which is an underused but very fun genre.
Yeah, well,
Idiocracy.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot in that same vein. It's dystopia in the way that it's like not like Hunger Games where it's just beats you over the head with like, what if the future sucked?
Right.
Where it's a future that is very familiar.
By the way, that's what you should have called your podcast with Sal.
What if the future sucked?
The Hunger Games, or what if the future sucked?
Oh.
Nick's trying to come up with a new podcast name, and I said he should call it the Official Laugh Factory of Chicago podcast.
Yeah, like it doesn't beat you over the head with this like 1984 horseshit. It's a future that feels very familiar. Like it's
which, by the way, that's Chrissy Mayer's Twitter feed. 1984 horseshit.
Okay.
Sorry, I guess she harnesses something a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think she reads Gallup polls?
What about the Chrissy Mayer of Easttown?
Oh, okay, I like that. Yeah. And they're like, she's dead. or the other way, it could be like, yo, I'm a horse, yo. Pony up.
Yeah, I'm a horse, yo.
Yeah, I'm a horse. Yeah, I'm Chrissy Mayer of Easttown, and welcome to Jackass.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck were we talking about?
How it's like it presents a dystopia that is like it's not like people still have like personal freedoms, right? It's like it's like the way that the dystopia has encroached on like people's
it's
lives
more
is, like believable.
Like Predator
all of these
2.
characters would watch Kill Tony.
Yes,
they would love Kill Tony.
They would love Kill Tony in this.
This movie does like recontextualize all the things that we already hated.
Kill Tony would be the main act on the Mega Zeppelin.
Dude, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
What is the Mega Zeppelin if not just rich people skank fest?
We're a Zeppelin act.
We're a Zeppelin act now, everybody. Everybody, I mean, yeah, RFK Jr. going on Kill Tony is a Southland Tales ass moment.
Completely. It's to your point.
Directive with 420. New rule. Thank you. Sorry, what were we talking about?
If anything, it's like RFK on Kill Tony is like beyond anything Southland Tales would.
Yeah, well, just like how like Boxer is a great character to me because it's like the intertwining of like this is another thing that is super Trump era is just entertainment and politics just becoming the same thing in a lot of ways.
Yes.
Like this movie kind of captures just how it all became like a retarded stew.
Yeah, it
you
became
know.
so incestuous.
Yeah, exactly, and it was like, right. Boxer's character is he's kind of just Duke the whole movie. He doesn't really know what's going on the whole time, right?
No, and yet like his significance is interesting because like the first few times I watched this movie, I was trying to parse who was the Antichrist, who was the Messiah, because I also don't think that Boxer is the true Messiah either, right?
No, I don't know. I think Sean William Scott's the Messiah.
Sean William Scott is, yeah. Sean William
Yeah.
Scott is but then Boxer is still has that moment where like his Jesus tattoo bleeds through the back of his shirt,
Right.
before it explodes. Because initially my read on the movie was like, is Boxer is he the Antichrist?
That's the thing, is he's ostensibly the hero of the movie, but he's like, he never knows what's going on, right? Like,
Right.
Does he even do that much? I don't know. I guess
Well,
he does.
Well, look, we got to remember that in Scripture, the symbology of Christ is the Holy Trinity, the Father, Son, the Holy Ghost.
Right.
So, if we were to
Balloons.
so if we are to transpose that sacred geometry that's found within the text to this movie, then the Messiah would be three people, which would be
yeah.
Oh,
which
okay.
would be Pilate Abilene, I would say, is the Holy Ghost.
He's
He's
they
the
think he's
narrator.
dead. Yeah, and Sean William Scott thinks he's dead.
Yeah, and then the father is Boxer is Andrew Santino.
Because he's written the screenplay.
Yes.
I thought his name was, by the way, his name is Jericho Kane. I thought it was Jerry Cocaine.
It's not
Kind of like Tony Casino.
Yeah. And so Boxer is the father, and then the son is Roland and Sean William Scott.
I mean, I feel like that's a reach. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Man, you could be right.
But Nick,
right.
you've never spent months in a psychotic break like I have, so I see the pattern.
No, I have. I just didn't make a big fuss about it. You know, that some of us are able to keep our shit. I've always said, if I am so good at not talking about my feelings, if I was schizophrenic tomorrow, nobody would know. I would go to work. You know?
Okay.
Don't you think? I think
that's good, man. That's cool.
Well, it is cool.
No, that's more of a Joe Gorman experience, I would say. I'm actually Googling now who Boxer Santeros is supposed to be in the book.
Yeah, because it's interesting. I mean, I know that like he is obviously, you're right. He doesn't do anything, but he's how the story is told. Like we find out
he's kind of an audience surrogate because he also has no idea what the fuck is going on, as does the audience.
Yeah,
and he gets everything explained to him.
Yes, yeah. So that is actually another kind of genius of the movie, is that there is a guy that you can connect to who also has no clue what's going on.
Right.
You know,
even though he should, because it's mirroring the screenplay that he wrote.
No, but he didn't write it. They just convinced him he wrote it.
Oh, that's right. But he still
Mandy Moore wrote it. Yes, that's true. That's true.
So if Mandy Moore wrote it, what does that make her?
She's the soothsayer.
Is she? I guess that's true. But is she the virgin? Well, yeah.
No, I think isn't there a soothsayer in Revelation?
Okay, maybe you're right. Yeah, that's right.
There's a video that broke it down.
I don't know.
What's that?
I mean, I still at the end of the day, I don't really know.
Dalton, I just want to walk. So it was rude what I said. If I had a psychotic break, I wouldn't keep it together.
No, it's fine. It's okay, Nick.
It's fine, Feld.
Don't even.
I would also handle it very badly, I'm sure.
Ably, the white horseman with his rifle, Post being his horse, and his rifle his bow, shown with white shirt flecked with blood, as Revelation describes the white horseman as wearing a white robe flecked with blood. This makes a lot of sense, but it wouldn't really matter for me if this is the actual point of the story, because
I wish this guy
love
could
the
talk.
screenplay itself so much. And Southland Tales predicted the future damn right.
Wow, you see, it's a very good movie. It's about the Bible.
Yeah,
It makes
I'm glad that Dr. Nick is here to explain the movie for us.
Hi, everybody. It's my favorite movie.
They sound like the foreign guys from Family Guy, you know, like the
Wow, this is very American, cool guy.
but he's not an artistic film YouTuber, I guess.
That's
Right.
so awesome.
When it came out, I completely understand why people thought it was ridiculous. But as time has passed and we are now in 2016, 10 years after the film had its premiere in Cannes, this film is more realistic than ever. So, what are some of the themes? Well, let's get back
He's
to
saying
the
what I'm
themes I discussed.
thinking.
Like the whole theme of
Yes.
people going crazy. Obviously, the movie is partly a satire of the American political system, and some of it is shockingly realistic. I guess my main point is that people who have no involvement in things play as leaders nowadays, especially celebrities who think they know so much and act as politicians.
So
This might
true.
be completely
Taylor
wrong,
Swift.
and in Southland
true.
Tales,
The
these
movie was more
celebrities turned out
realistic
to
than
be
ever.
not as dumb as you thought. But for example, look at trying to figure it out on your own. Then we got all of these scenes of cameras actually zooming out from television screens. This stands for the fact that all our information comes from media rather than real life, and this is how we look at the world from this small
I
scope.
think
Pretty
You can find
insightful.
a lot more.
By the way, everyone tuned into part of the problem. Sorry, what were you saying?
Bai Ling it looks the worst she's ever looked in this movie.
I completely fucking forgot about her, by the way.
Yeah, I love when the Rock calls her a stupid bitch and pushes her out of the way after he kisses her.
Yeah.
It's suicide.
The Rock looks
With
amazing.
this. What's up with this real crazy story? It is a
What's up
retelling
with
of
this
the
real
book
crazy
of
story?
Revelation. Dr. Santeros is the predictor of the Messiah. Roland Taverner is Messiah.
Man, I love
who
that this
forgives
like
sins with
seemingly very stupid man has a better grip on this movie.
He's got it down, dude. He's like, I should consider.
You know, if I met this guy, I would immediately write him off. I'd be like, he's a moron and an idiot. But apparently, he contains multitudes that I could.
If you
only
met
dream
him
of.
at an open mic, you know what? It's not unlike when I met Dalton. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, this guy's
I mean, I
actually-
can tell you, I don't see myself watching this movie enough times to wrap my head around it like this guy has.
Interesting.
I
Hold on.
watched it once. I might watch it again.
I think you're
let
too
it
old. I think
marinate.
this
Let it mark
movie-
marinate.
I found this movie when I was like a teenager.
Me
And
too.
it's a movie to become obsessed with at that age, and then it sits nicely. I haven't turned on it. I will admit, like when I watched it again recently, I'm like, it's not the mind-blowing experience it was when I was a kid, but I still really like it.
I actually still really like it just because I think it has there is such a vision for it, and I find it to be very ambitious and original. And I don't see a ton of missteps when you kind of know what he's doing, you know.
Yeah,
But I was also
agree with that.
which he does in the very end. Martin Kefauer, who helps Taverner finding his
This
duplicate,
actor
is the
Lou
angel of
Taylor
death that rides on the
Pucci, I think
horse,
that's his name.
which in this case is the ice cream.
Drag. Let me look him
yeah.
up.
Who was that?
He used to have the funniest website.
Who is it?
Lou Taylor Pucci. He used to have a website like where you could book him. It was like an actor's website in like 2014, and it was like he must be like a nut job in real life because it was just like badly photoshopped pictures of him doing like
Oh, balloons!
just like that.
Whoever that is.
I love getting a nut job when she sucks on my nuts.
Yeah. Why don't we call them blowjobs and not nut jobs?
Yeah.
She's
Why
not
do they-
blowing on it.
They should call it a suck job.
They should call it a suck job.
Folks, they should call it a suck job.
Honestly, they should call it a hawk too now.
They should call it a hot.
Truck. Dream and Diner murder, and the two people to witness this are Boxer and Ronald. Kristen now is the one who foretells the future and is therefore the word of God or the Apostle John. She foretold the apocalypse. Madeleine Frost Santeros, the wife of Boxer, is the pregnant woman from Revelation 12 and 13. Bobby Frost is a beast from the same revelations. Bernd von Westphalen, owner of the Trier Company, is obviously the Antichrist. He set this all up, created fluid karma, betrayed people, used fluid karma to keep everybody in control and more, which he eventually
Yeah, I like when the cars
failed with.
fuck each other.
And whose pilot,
Yeah. That's a
The
good
White
gag.
Horseman with his rifle, Post being his horse, and his rifle his bow.
Right,
Shown
he's the-
with
right,
white
he's the-
shirt
he's the
flecked
White
with
Horseman.
blood
He's-
as revelation.
I thought that was Chrissy Mare was the White Horseman.
Yes.
And describes the White Horseman as wearing a white robe flecked with blood. This makes a lot of sense, but it wouldn't really matter for me if this is the actual point of the story, because I love the screenplay itself.
I love the screenplay. It's so good. Oh man.
That's incredible.
Yeah, what do you think about that, Dalton? Yep. Is he
Oh.
gone?
We lost him?
No, he's just lagging.
I feel bad for ragging on Dalton earlier.
It's all right. I think it's
Oh, are we back?
yeah, we're
Water
back.
off the back.
I don't know what happened.
So what do you think about that, Dalton? Bible study came a little early, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was very informative.
As you can see, it's the Bible. I
Yeah.
love his love of the movie. That guy seems he's like
Yeah.
a foreigner.
I
and
mean,
that's
I
the
will.
only- and this movie is the only DVD he ever got. So
I gotta
it's the only
say,
movie
I-
he's seen.
Yeah,
Well,
I
because
didn't.
listen, man, if you've ever watched like Eastern European or like Russian movies, Southland Tales is like 100 times more coherent than like
Yeah, right. He's like, wow, this is the easiest to understand movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'll say I did not hate this movie. It's just the entire time I was like, what is happening?
I would say it's probably not the ideal COVID watch.
I'm already like delirious from COVID, and I'm watching this, and it's just making me feel even more insane.
Yeah,
and it really does just capture psychosis perfectly, because it's just
I never thought about that, but that seems it's very
because the feeling that this movie gave me, this is what I felt when I was going through my thing, was that you're trying to understand something, but you have no clue what it is you're even trying to understand. You have an idea of it. You have a concepts of a plan. It's like you have this idea that you're trying to understand an idea that you don't know what it is you're even trying to understand.
Perhaps Trump's most relatable moment ever. I have concepts of a plan.
Yeah, and that's what it feels
like defensive, like me, like my mom's like, "Have you done your homework?" I've done some of it, you know.
Yeah, and that's what it feels like to be psychotic. Is all right. So there's some like objective truth. There's something I am to unravel, but I don't know what it is. I can't possibly understand what it is I'm trying to understand, but it's nagging me.
Let me counter that, Dalton. You're describing the mystery of life.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Honestly, this movie is about the mystery of life, much like the Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just random and both cool and gay shit happens.
This is my hot take about like people who are in that state, and you get a taste of it when you do hallucinogens and stuff. But I'm like, I do think that like we obviously like there are a bunch of layers on like when you're living in a society like we are, there are all these layers on
That's three Jokers.
It's very Joker there, but you've got to like before you can engage with like the strangeness of life, you have to like engage with the layer of like, all right, I need to put on clothes, I have to have a job, I have to be like a functional person and like this in this pre-agreed upon construct that we're all participating in. But when you take all of that away, it's like, wouldn't we all be having like the freak out about like connection?
We are all Joe Rogan underneath. Like that is what psychedelics do. Is it does strip you of. It makes you zoom out and see big picture. and Joe Rogan is right. It's crazy that fucking I was looking at a fucking a whale shark too. I was like, damn, it's fucking crazy. Isn't it crazy that these things exist and like live on Earth with us? Which is a Joe Rogan thought, but you know what? It's true, dude.
It's true.
Also, fuck, I was trying to think of something else Joe were going to talk about.
One of my I remember
it is crazy Hitler did all that stuff. That's crazy that happened.
Yeah, it's crazy that he made the trains run on time. It's crazy how No, but the one time Joe Rogan actually did catch me off guard. He was hosting Live at Gotham on Comedy Central in like 2010.
Speaking of the Joker,
He
well, isn't that
just said-
crazy that there's a bunch of Jokers at Live at Gotham?
That is
I think that's
crazy.
awesome.
Well, I never thought about that before. That's
And
crazy.
they're all killers.
Right. They're a lot of Robin, we have to stop the hungry wolf. He's gonna spill the beans. Referring to Tony as just the hungry wolf is so funny to me.
Yes.
Welcome to Live at Gotham. Everyone, please be
It's
sure
me.
to silence your cell phones.
It's
Keep
me,
your table-
Bane Gillis.
Keep your table
That's-
talk down to a minimum.
That's gay, dude. You merely adopted Harrisburg. I was born in it.
Yes, Bane.
So that's what if that's what if Live at Gotham was at Gotham.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Hello, it's me, Penguin Crick. Nick, we had on a $50 guy on Crowder Boys, and he got into it through Reasonable Beef, which is crazy.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
He looked
That's
like you
so-
and talked like Brendan.
That's amazing. I mean, that's that guy. He manifested. I manifested him. He's a golem. He's some sort of Dybbuk or something.
A Dybbuk. That's another. Oh, that's the other movie I was kind of thinking of was Serious Man,
Serious,
which
man.
is also very funny, but they're all doomed. You know.
Yes, it's another movie about how you just can't do. I mean, there's like all the Coen Brother works after No Country all kind of deal with like that same view on fate, like
Right.
even, like Hail Caesar. Like,
Yes.
it's sort of in that same vein.
Yeah, I need to rewatch Hail Caesar. That's one I did not really care for when I first saw it, but I have heard people go to bat for it since.
Hail Caesar. I the first time I saw it, well, it's weird because like you don't realize that like the thing with Hail Caesar is it's almost like you're going through like a little art gallery of like all these different little snippets because you're like you see.
I was
Jonah
waiting for the
Hill-
salad to show up.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I prefer to get a house salad with Caesar dressing.
Oh, this is Hail Caesar. I thought I was seeing House Caesar.
Yes.
And the waiter is always like baffled by my decision. They're like, "You want a house salad with Caesar dressing?" I'm like, "Yeah, I like the flavor of the dressing, but I want tomatoes." So
Yeah.
Can you just bring me a house salad with Caesar dressing? It's not that complicated.
That's crazy. You can usually get a Caesar salad with dressing.
Yeah, that's why.
Tomatoes,
That's that's crazy. They gaslight you like that, Dalton.
Yeah. Well, I
That's
feel like
not a
because a
crazy
true Caesar
request.
salad, a true Caesar salad is just like spinach, is like greens, is like spinach and
croutons.
lettuce.
Don't forget the only reason I'm eating it, the croutons.
The croutons
And it's the cheese mostly is doing the heavy
Jeez, the
lifting.
croutons
Yeah.
and the cheese are the only thing getting me through this meal.
Which, by the way, croutons make it like not a salad anymore. Like, why even get a salad with croutons? You know, what I
I'm
mean?
not a big. I'm
Because
honestly,
it's so
I'm not
much
a,
fun, Jan.
I'm not a big crouton guy.
Your Tarantino sounds like Chris Chan, Nick.
Well, I mean, very similar. Let's be honest.
I'm not a big
They're-
crouton guy. I just want tomatoes and black olives.
You can get healthy croutons.
Hey,
You
y'all
can
ever notice that black olives walk like this and green olives walk like this?
get-
You guys ever watch I Love Lucy?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the balloons now? I need the balloons.
But I suppose if you when you really do take a beat to try to observe existence objectively,
Right.
where you strip away the layers and layers that we have to stack on top of life to wade through it, and you get down to okay, so what's actually going on here? Then that's when you start to kind of unravel.
Yeah, well, existentialism is just like looking at things. Like existentialism is just like, wait, what are we doing? What is it? What are we all doing?
Yeah.
My thing about people who are like disconnected from reality in that sense is like it's not even that they're like necessarily like they say some shit where you're like, he's sort of right. They're just not functional in society anymore, which we
Right.
can't.
Right.
Right. We have to lock.
I say Dalton puts the fun in dysfunctional.
Yeah. I've been there. I've been there where like you start to like really understand, or not understand, but you start to try and understand life itself, and you start to see like how big everything is and how just chaotic all of this is.
Right.
And you lose the capacity for like to function. And that's when they go, okay, well, time to put you in the fucking hospital, dude.
Right. Right.
But I'm amazed it doesn't happen to more people. I guess what I'm saying is like I'm amazed. Maybe, I mean, I guess we all grapple with it in like little ways, but like there's such a tide to not ever think about that. And I guess until you're fucking old, I guess that's when you're allowed to do it.
It seems like it's happening
because that's when you like. It seems like old people are like, oh, come on, let's get this over with. Yeah, like old people seem they do get ready to go.
It does seem like it's happening to more and more people now. Like,
well, yeah, because I think because life has become so, it has accelerated into at like we've gotten so weird so fast. We're in such a strange zone.
Strange times, Joe Rogan. We got to burn the boats, you guys. Oh, sorry, you guys triggered.
Like, I don't understand. Like, I feel like AI is going to just like trigger schizophrenia in so many people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
AI Allen Iverson triggered a lot of defenses because he's very good offensively.
It does seem like AI is already, for the people who are too stupid to like, who are able to be duped by it, who see like
sorry, keep going.
You know, like like Facebook boomers who see like a picture of Donald Trump shaking hands with Martin Luther King.
They love
Jr.
AI
Like,
photos, and they all think it's real.
That's like, this is the thing on NPR they were talking about. There's a new, I don't know what, there's like apparently like an AI ethics, some kind of like team or like committee. And they're currently like trying to, I don't know if they're bringing a lawsuit against Microsoft and OpenAI, but like they're trying to like get things in place because like all of these like really concerning, like they're trying to get companies to agree to build in kill switches in case the AI becomes self-aware, which is apparently like a very like, it's a concern that like everybody in the community is worried about. They're like, this thing is gonna like, it will become self-aware soon.
Of course, everyone knows it's not going anywhere good, and like you don't talk to anybody who's like, yeah, I'm like not worried about it.
Well, I mean, there are people who think it's good, but those people are like they worship
autistic.
Yeah, they like
a lot of autistic people love. Yeah,
they talk to their AI like assistant, like I think that's what Sam Altman does. He's like Renfeld talking to like a computer that he built in the dark.
Right. Igor. Renfeld.
That's so stupid.
Wait, Igor was Frankenstein.
That's ridiculous. That's absurd.
I know. I don't want to even think about it anymore. That's the thing. Not to bring it back to the movie, but like, AI gives me that sense of like techno doom, and the fact that it's mostly being advanced to like just have like, you know, Peter Griffin dunk on LeBron James. That's like the vibe of this movie too. It's like it gives me the same like sense of unease, but it's also absurd, funny in an absurd way. Like, what are we doing? And also seems like it's going to bring about the end times.
Yeah, I think we're right on. I think we're right on the cusp of it here. You know, that's what's. And I would hope that I will emerge as the Sean William Scott of reality. Maybe I need to just leave. Maybe it'll be my turn next.
Yeah, maybe you would be the Messiah.
Well, I
would be the Seinfeld.
You would be the Messiah.
Yeah. That's also one of the symptoms of psychosis and schizophrenia is thinking you're the Messiah.
Yeah, Rowie Rosen. I was on a podcast with Rowie, and he was like, he said when he got manic, he didn't admit he was manic, but he was like, yeah, there was like a time when I was taking a lot of Adderall, and I like was like, look, no, I'm just saying, like, if anyone you knew was going to be the Messiah, I would be like the closest to it. Yeah, I was like, Rowie, are you aware about how insane you sound right now?
Yeah.
One time I was in DC. I was with a friend of the show, Kevin Seafried, and he was in the middle.
Oh,
I
was
didn't
the
realize he
tiger
was in the
there?
middle of a what?
Was the white tiger with you guys?
Yes,
Okay.
the white tiger.
Oh, the
Who?
circus.
It was
These-
you, Seafried, and the tiger,
And-
Roy.
That's
and the
so
big
stupid.
top known as the White House.
The White
Oh,
House, yes.
Oh, by
Well,
the way,
Kevin's-
another Goodwin recommendation: the incredible Burt Wonderstone. I really enjoyed
movie.
it.
Gandolfini's last movie.
He is,
Yeah.
and he looks like Jack Nicholson the whole time.
I love that. Like they make fun of like Jim Carrey in that movie. He's like a
Chris Angel.
or David Blaine, and all he does is like he hurts himself.
Yeah.
And, like he goes, when does Steve Carell go? So what? He cuts himself. My niece can do that. She does do that.
Also, that movie is also funnier now than I think when it came out too, because Jim Carrey, more so than being a good parody of Chris Angel, is a parody of like TikTok stars who just do dumb stuff, dumb and
Yeah.
shocking stuff to get like.
He holds his piss in for like 12 days.
I also really enjoyed that there was a time Jim Carrey's character is named the Brain Rapist, which I love that there was a time when the biggest the most marketable person in a studio comedy could be called that.
Well,
Like-
so I was watching a great video.
Dave Wright
today.
says $10 says please put this in the Tony Casino fund. Dave, jackpot.
I watched a good YouTube video today that identifies
Nice,
a
me
problem in video games, but I think also in movies. They were criticizing the new Spider-Man game, and they were like, the dialogue sounds terrible. All these characters talk to each other like their boss is listening to them, which I think the same thing has happened in like movies or like funny shows now.
Right,
What?
right, yes,
I never believe that these are how these people fucking talk. Everything feels like they're like coworkers.
right, yeah.
You never get away with
There was a
the
YouTube
blank
video
thing.
about, or there's a Twitter video about this, that movies and TV now, because people are watching it on smaller and smaller screens,
They like strip down. Yeah, they're like
there's like they make it so like the screen is very, very not busy, which contributes to fewer characters and more like dialogue and not like anything visually very interesting.
Well, yeah, because people aren't.
That's
like,
why this
not-
movie's refreshing too. There's a ton of shit going on at all times in this movie. It
Yeah.
is for an
give it
ADHD
that.
guy like myself who loves stimulus. I think it does activate like an animal part of my brain.
It's
That
true.
might be-
This is not a movie that's designed for like, although it does have a lot of like exposition and there's a lot of explaining, but it's still like it couldn't compete with if you had like some phone addicted people. I think this movie would be like really lost on. You know?
I mean, because it doesn't hold your hand, and it's like I think a lot of people lose interest. Like, luckily we have curious brains, not to like say we're better than everybody, but it's like I think a lot of people probably tune this out within 5 minutes and just shut it off because of like
I have a Curious George brain.
okay.
I don't know what I mean. I just
Curious Joe, no, okay.
No,
You went to Howard University.
Yeah, oh, joy.
They're very smart people over there. I love the NBA. I'm kidding. Check me out on No Need for Apologies, by the way. Also, hit subscribe and the notification button, everybody, and give us money and give us presents.
Like and subscribe, please. Please subscribe to the Patreon.
Yes, and watch the Crowder Boys on Wednesday.
Yeah, we gotta, because I gotta make a living.
You don't think the stocks are gonna look? We all accomplished our mission of getting Talk to It to #1 on the comedy podcast charts.
Dude, I'm
We
telling
need
you,
to be next. We need to be
my-
next up. I was waiting for Talk to His turn. Turn to a.
honestly, my Southland Tales stock might save me.
Wow.
Dude, if this thing go, I just need it. It's at 0.2439 right now. I
But
just
at what
needed to go.
cost?
Do what?
But at what cost, Dalton?
You're funding the Antichrist.
Well, my average cost is 0.2177,
No.
and
Not what I
so
meant.
I need to. If this can get, I just need it to go to $4.
Okay.
So I need it to jump like
Oh,
8,000%.
that was really good. That was really funny.
Yeah, and
At what cost? About 20 cents, give or take.
yeah, and so if it can go, if this goes to $4, I at least break even on my entire portfolio.
That's
And
what's
I-
you'll be back at square one, baby.
I'll be back, dude. I'll be fucking flush, dude.
There's nothing we love more than a black zero.
Yes,
Mhm.
yeah, that'd be nice. That is a relief when you like are debt free. You know,
Oh, I'm not. I mean, I won't be debt free, but I'll at least this mess will be cleaned up. One
this
disaster.
5-month-long mess.
Yeah.
This is so funny how I really believe I was like ready to have you be my broker for like a week.
Well, hey, don't lose faith in me yet. Look, I'm learning my way through it, and then once I got it figured out, then you can
Stock through it.
Yeah. So
yes.
This long nightmare will be over soon.
Yes.
And then I can be one of those guys who is like selling subscriptions to a Discord server and telling people.
You can have your own Crystalia style log
Dude,
cabins here.
Dude, following the stock accounts on Twitter is really fun because it's just all scams. There's one guy I follow who swears that he started an account this year with $20 and he's got it up to $1 million now.
Wow.
He started
Wow.
I get what really scares me is I'm slowly realizing oh, $1 million is nothing, right? I'll never have it and it's nothing.
Yeah, that does suck to realize that like
it's nothing anymore. Yeah,
it's more money than I've ever seen or held or like been accountable for, and also it's not a lot of money.
Didn't fucking that's one of the best scenes in Succession is when Tom's like 5 million is a nightmare, Greg. Let me find it. It's really good. Oh, yeah.
I was just talking to my mom, and she said apparently he'll leave me $5 million anyway. So I'm golden, baby.
You can't do anything with 5, Greg. 5's a nightmare.
Is it?
Oh yeah. Can't retire. Not worth it to work. Oh yes. 5 will drive you un poco loco, my fine feathered friend.
Poorest rich person in America. The world's tallest dwarf.
The weakest strongman at the circus.
Yeah, it's a great scene.
I personally think 6 million is a nightmare, but that's just me.
I
personally think there's
the numbers that's inflation over the years, though.
That's true. Yes, that's true.
The Holocaust adjusted for inflation is 6 million.
Okay, yeah. When you meet a Holocaust denier, say, "I hear you," but adjusted for inflation, it is 6 million. You have to remember 200,000. That's in World War II times.
No, Nick.
Why have billions when you could have millions?
Nick, you'll have $1 million. Why not?
I hope so. I hope to God I will.
Yeah, we'll all have it. We'll all at least have $1 million.
I hope so.
I would like to be on. I just want to get on Talk Tua and I'll be set. By the way, I went on the subreddit for Talk Tua, and there just seems to be one nice, very enthusiastic fan of hers, and just a bunch of people ironically like enjoying it and making fun of it. But this one poor sincere girl seems to really love Haley.
I was saying in the group chat, I'm surprised that like everybody blew their plant like AstroTurf accusations on Oliver Anthony because it's clearly
Talk to it. Well, yeah. Well, she's the one who had us blow it because she spit on that. She spit on that thing.
Mm-hmm. I think Oliver Anthony genuinely got like unnerved by.
Yeah, I don't think he liked being a right wing guy.
Yeah, by like the notoriety. Whereas like this lady, is leaning into the success.
I think she just hired like the perfect first of all, it's just like everyone's now out of the matrix and seeing that how easy it is, first of all, for young women to succeed in comedy.
Yeah.
But it's like it's the three things. It's the TikTok, it's the regional accent. People love a regional accent, and young cute girl. That's all you fucking need. It's like a cheat code. And and all Hawk 2 is showing is just how true that is, how low the bar is.
It's kind of not. Honestly, it's kind of a relief that nice.
Daryl 401, he gives us the Daryl 411 with 10 Crack Amico dollars. New rule, thank you, A.
It is like kind of nice to exist in a time when the bar is just beneath the earth. Like the bar is so low now that
Yeah.
you can really succeed now without having to like. In fact, it would behoove you, Chrissy Mayer,
Yes.
it would behoove you to actually be stupid and not.
Hey, now
that,
she works hard.
yeah,
You got to give her flowers and her oats.
because I think
Maybe
the more,
maybe a carrot if she's nice.
I think the more
How about a nice
thoughtful.
salt lick? That's
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
that's
give
the
her some.
compound media bonus is a big salt lick.
Yeah,
Yeah, people accuse us of being salty. What about the people paying Chrissy Mayer in
yeah.
salt?
Because I think nowadays the more thoughtful you are and discerning, you're going to constantly second guess yourself and try to like actually create something of value, and that's not the path to success now. It's literally just like do whatever, just like do something. Who cares
Right.
how fucking stupid? Be dumb.
Right.
Just do the dumbest
Oh,
shit
yeah.
you can think of, and then that's the path to success.
People don't want to watch a smart person unless they're like just repeating back to them what they already believe.
Yeah,
You know?
Right.
yeah. Like
Uh,
it's a great time to be alive now. If you
It
want to
seems
get
like-
if you want to get rich by like doing the dumbest shit of all time.
Hawk Tua is also, I will give this to her, she does seem authentic. Oliver Anthony was a little, I mean, I don't think Oliver Anthony got good until they added Jim Norton, but I overall do I do think it was a little bit of like, okay, here's the opposite of Hawk Tua was the N-word girl. The TikTok N-word girl. She did not come off as authentic. She seemed like she was trying to do something. Yeah. Whereas Haley Williams
Haley
Williams.
Haley Williams.
Fake happy?
Haley Williams is the lead singer of
I'm in the business of spitting on that thing. Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't Hawk Tua. But I spit on it and I spin it now. Ain't it fun? Spin on that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so who can tell who's the more talented, Haley Welch or Williams?
Yeah, man. Every now and then I watch a I'll see something of it from a stream.
Skullfuck said Paramar.
Paramar.
Knew it rule. Hey, no, ain't it fun living in the new rule?
Yeah. But
ain't it fun living in the real time? Ain't it fun?
Yeah, in the real time.
In real time.
Don't go crying to your mother because you're too woke. Okay. This is the real world. Don't go clubbing to your random.
But I mean, every now and then I'll see like a clip from one of these streamers that is just, it is dumber than the horrors in Southland Tales.
Yeah.
Where it's just like that guy XQC mumbling to himself in front of his computer.
Kai Cenat is terrible.
Yeah. Kai Cenat makes the Sarah Michelle Gellar character in this movie look like Stephen Hawking.
I do buy clothes on Whatnot sometimes, and whenever, even because you get good deals on it, but it's basically an app where like kind of like streetwear guys like live stream like auctions for sneakers. There's something about it that feels very like dystopian, and I think a lot of stuff Gen Z and Gen Alpha goes to feel like that to me. Like it makes me uneasy. It's like Grandpa Simpson. Everything new is very strange and scary to me.
Well, all this stuff is to stimulate social interaction. So like that's the thing that's really weird about it. But like it's the most like scuffed, strange version of like experiencing friendship. What they're experiencing through watching these streamers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Have you seen those brain rot animations?
No.
Oh, dude. I watched the brain rape animations.
Dude, I got to show you this. It's
What is
It's
bed
these-
rotting, by the way? I've been hearing this from hot girls
It's
lately.
it's what I've been doing the last couple of years.
Right.
It's just laying in bed all day and kind of doing nothing.
By the way, do you hear
Yeah.
the black version of Zootopia is called dystopia
Mm-mm.
and datopia?
I thought the black version of Zootopia would be the gorilla.
Okay, no, don't say that. That-
Oh.
Well, yeah, why they call it Black Panther, not Zootopia?
Dude, you gotta
Did
check out
do
the.
you guys hear that the white this is stupid. The white trash version of Zootopia is called the Zootopioid crisis.
Okay, I like that.
All right. That's something.
You gotta check out the this brain rot. I've been watching, dude. Robbie, throw this up.
Okay.
Brain rot.
All right.
Hi. Can I get a double chunk chocolate pumpkin, extra Felch, and a side of
What is this?
What this? Hi. W order, by the way. You too. What's your name? Oh, Livy Dunn. Livy Dunn. A baby Gronk. It's nice to meet you. What are you doing?
Oh my god.
Stop! You're so chalant. I'm sorry to be so chalant. It's just,
I can't see this. What is
got
this?
a level 10. Yeah, no
Oh.
place. You're too
It's like
No,
it's like a
no,
rom-com
really,
with
really,
Gen Z slang.
Have we met before?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or Gen Alpha.
The Peter Griffin skin and the only up Avi.
Oh
you mean
my
Ed Stetson.
god.
Got me. This is so crazy. It's like I woke up in femboy furry land. Like, is this Cat? Chat, is this Riz? Like W's in the chat. Do you like to goon? Yeah, I'm a registered gooner. Do you munt? Duh, munting's the new meta. This is crazy. Yeah. I'm just waiting for the moment for Phantom to come in and tax bros Riz. Did it hurt? Did what hurt? When you dropped from the battle bus? Stop, you're spitting on it. I mean, Baba Booey, you are W Skibbity. You're rizzing me so. You have the most aura I've ever seen. Really? I can't let gang know I fuck with this. Wow. I know this is a long shot, but do you want to run duos with me? Really? Maybe grab a Blunkin' Blownuts coffee and go for a gel?
Wow. This is
Great. Well, I'll pick you up
You
at
know what's
420.
sad?
Sure. Where do you live? Salty Springs. Salty Springs. It was really nice to meet you, Livy Dunn. You too, baby Gronk.
You know what's sad? If that
Oh, where'd Nick go?
nope.
you're back.
Anyway,
I say here, you know what's sad about that? It looks fun. I'm sad I missed out on this.
What? Oh, on Skibidi. Oh, yeah.
Being a Gen Z idiot.
Yeah, just saying shit like that all the time. Wolfgang does that.
It looks
That's more Gen
fun as
Alpha.
shit. Like, they look like they're rolling on Molly all the time.
Gen Z. Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
drink. I think they just do pills. They don't have sex either.
this is W Skibbity, even level 10.
What does
DI.
that mean? What does W skip?
I don't know.
There were a
It-
few of those. I'm like, fuck, I'm old because I was missing quite a few of those.
Yeah, I mean, you know what's interesting is I don't really I didn't know most of what they were saying, but I understood what was happening.
Yeah, I got the joke.
Yeah, it's sort of the way that even as
Well, they say
language, like
90% of communication is nonverbal, especially
Yeah.
and then it's 100% when you take fluid karma.
Yeah, like even as language evolves, the communication remains the same. So
Right.
We still it's like Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra.
Right. Yeah. I usually try to use an elemental stone to make my language evolve.
Yeah.
What's that? Wait, what is that app? What is that app where you learn a language?
Duolingo.
Duolingo. Yeah, I use the Duolingo stone to evolve my language. Isn't Rosetta also one of them?
Yeah, Rosetta Stone.
Okay, I use the Rosetta Stone to evolve my language.
I used to work. Rosetta doesn't exist anymore, or maybe it's still an app. But I used to work for Rosetta Stone.
Oh, really? Get your ass down here, Rosetta.
You used to work for Rosetta Stone?
Rosetta Stone apparently was a real thing too.
Yeah.
It was huge. It's still kicking. It's huge. I think it's like still the #1 language thing.
Yeah, there was like
Isn't it? I
Yeah.
was we were doing so bad when I worked for them. I assumed it had been phased out.
dads
Really?
all across the country were having midlife crises, being like, "I'm going to finally learn Spanish," and
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They would buy the CDs and download and put them on the computer.
It was so funny. You would have to buy
Steve ran his Easy Stone. Okay, yeah.
You'd have to. They were selling those Rosetta Stone CDs in 2013 for like $700.
Oh, I remember that. They were so expensive. And now Duolingo is like free.
Yeah,
I know. And the thing is, like, there was also an app. And so people were like, if I can get the app on my cell phone, why do I have to buy a CD? And we were like, we don't have the app for the computer. Like, it was so stupid.
Wow, that's funny. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what everyone on TV kind of did that too. They like went to the YouTube era kicking and screaming. And even the streaming era, kicking and streaming. Like I remember Comedy Central would not put anything up on YouTube. You had like go to their website.
Yeah, that's right. And now it's all gone.
Yeah, I think that all those guys.
We'll just delete everything.
Yeah, we'll Chris delete it. White male black comic. Yeah, they just took it all down. They didn't even put that shit on YouTube, which is free. You can do that for free.
Yeah, but it's hard. It's work. You have to click things.
We'll hire someone. They fired everybody.
Take it from me as someone who has to produce mini podcasts. It's a lot of work.
Well, then you're a corporation, though. They're a corporation.
It's so much work to have.
People need jobs.
Have to click and.
I guess they don't. I guess they wouldn't see that much.
Convert a file and then upload it. Oh,
it's just a bummer that's where all the old Daily shows lived, and now they're kind of like nowhere.
No, they're gone. I mean, maybe somebody has them somewhere. I don't know how you rip videos off that, but.
I mean, I would like to rewatch. I think some of them are on YouTube, but I remember they like exclusively put them on ComedyCentral.com. I used to have like half the watch on Comedy Central.
This novel coronavirus is kicking my ass, dude.
Is it based on the novel Push by Sapphire?
No.
Yeah, all right, Don. Do you want to?
No.
Do you want to call it?
I think we're gonna have to do. I feel like dog shit.
Well,
dude.
Oh,
but we've only done an hour and 41 minutes. No, I'm kidding. Thanks for hanging in there this long.
Yeah, I wasn't even able to do corn fed yesterday because I was like, I had no voice yesterday. I was in a lot of pain, and
sounds like it would have been your best episode.
It might have been, yeah. But I texted Sal and I was like, I can't. Dude,
I would have filled in your ass. No, I was seeing the killers.
Yeah, but I was feeling a little bit better today, but it's catching up to me, dude. Dude, COVID sucks. It's crazy. It's like spreading big time again. And
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, a couple people I know got it. But my thing is like, if Biden got it and survived,
yeah,
am I supposed to be scared of it? Still?
No, I mean, get it. I guess get COVID and survive it. I don't know. It's not I have it right now. I can tell I'm not gonna die from it, but it certainly
does suck.
Yeah, like I haven't been able to work. Like there's no way I can like sit and work all day with this.
Well, I appreciate you not only doing this but also doing homework for it too.
Yeah, my girlfriend and I had it, and we caught it together from her roommates like 2 years ago, and we were it was like the most uncomfortable week of my life. And at one point I got so uncomfortable that I elected to go like sleep in the tub. Just like in the middle of the night, I just got out of bed and I went and I slept in an empty tub. and my body was like, you need to go do that.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I don't think I've gotten sick all year. Thank God. I've just been hungover a lot.
It is going around a lot right now, and you know,
they should get an OnlyFans with how much it's going around.
Folks, the pandemic never ended. Mask up.
I think Seth Simon is still on that pandemic never ended tip.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can do. It's just like if you're gonna get it, you get it, and then it's just like a week of.
Well, the disease has weakened quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
now we got Mpox.
What's Mpox?
That's what they've renamed monkeypox because as I predicted, it's such a
monkeypox.
They renamed it to Mpox.
We've renamed it to the M word.
The M word.
That's what you should call your podcast, Nick. The N word.
The N word. Well, so on NPR, it's so funny because they always, when they talk about the spread of Mpox, they always say Mpox, formerly known as monkeypox. I'm like, what's the point of renaming it?
It's like the artist formerly known as Prince.
The virus formerly known as monkeypox.
Is it or X formerly Twitter?
Yeah.
By the way, isn't it awesome?
Did you guys see the Elon that tweet that Elon put out where he was like,
"Yeah, that was great.
Why is nobody trying to kill Kamala Harris?" And Tim Walz?
Dude, he must be on something because he also tweeted out that like crazy thing to Taylor's like, "I would impregnate you."
Yeah, that's he's either like he's microdosing or he's on Adderall.
He says ketamine, but he only microdoses. But it seems like he's macrodosing lately.
Ketamine is a strong hallucinogen that'll have you feeling yourself.
I only did it once. I didn't really care for it, but I've heard it's good. I don't think I did it right. I like swallowed it. You're supposed to like have it infused or snort it, apparently.
Ooh, I didn't.
Or Chrissy Mayer. I think Chrissy Mayer takes it before bedtime.
Mm-hmm. I know that Whitney like snorts it. She says, "Yeah, I snort it and then I rub my pussy."
Yeah, she snorted it on Rogan, I think.
That's crazy. She has the little the nasal.
Yeah,
spray.
the nasal spray.
You know, by the way, you know something I noticed about that whole crew of people, like I don't know what you call them, the Rogan sphere, or just
the Hungry Wolves.
The Hungry Wolves, yeah. Because I was saying this in that group chat we're in, is that none of their stories are stories where they are the foil to anything.
Yeah,
like,
it's always like, and I owned her.
Yeah, it's just stories of like, I'm awesome, and here's an awesome thing I did. And
or my friend is crazy. My rich, famous friend who I'm friends with is crazy.
Yeah, they never tell stories where they are like the schmucks, where they're like the
right.
Yeah.
Yes,
you know,
that's why Shane and Norman do stand out, is because they constantly do jokes about that, about being like socially retarded, you know.
Yeah. And I don't.
Whereas Ari, I don't think Ari's ever told like a joke or a joke in general, but he's never told a story where he like all the stories like, yeah, I was like awesome and I trolled them, you know.
Oh, dude, I love the art, the craft of storytelling.
Yeah, even Patrice, who I think all those guys want to be, would constantly tell stories about being a degenerate, right, or being fat, or being black.
Yeah,
right. 3 equally bad things.
I just you know how like a great
that is very true though, Dalton. I like Sam Morrill, but he also has that disease where in his stand-up he's like, yeah, that I friggin' own though. Like it is more cleverly written and constructed, but a lot of times like, this dumb bitch says something to me and I said, oh, like you're doing right now. Like, you know, like it's like always like, yeah, I friggin' own though.
You know how a really great joke has a setup and a punchline, and it's very tight and well, you know, well constructed. Probably, you know, probably takes about a minute to tell. I love it when that process takes 16 minutes.
Right. That's the beauty of podcasting.
I love it.
All about.
There's nothing better to me than when a comedian tells a story.
I love clicking on a YouTube video and it's 22 minutes long about one thing.
Yeah, and it's 20 minutes of setup and then a minute of you know what I'm saying.
You know what's crazy? You guys
that's really funny, Dalton, and I don't disagree. I am not charmed by storytelling comedy that much.
Well, I will say though, if you're talking about YouTube,
I had to like, it took me like 20 times to watch The Machine.
Oh my god.
Like,
I still haven't finished it.
I'm a storyteller.
Yeah.
I go on stage, I write from the stage, and I tell stories about my life.
Right.
You know,
it's funny that I've had a couple comics in Chicago who have complimented me, but I've had 2 separate comics now come up to me and say, "Oh, do you know that you're a storyteller comic?" And I go, I was like, I don't think I am. I just don't sound like I'm like telling jokes. And
your closer is about wanting to fuck the fucking green M&M.
I know, and I don't think. But see, I literally had somebody say like, "Oh yeah, like it's like you're like a storyteller," and I'm like, "No, it's just a little bit longer of a joke. It's not a true story."
No, I think they just probably haven't encountered like good writing. Because I do think that you kind of weave in and out of your jokes in a very good way. Like it's kind of like David Crossy in a good way. So they probably just mistook that for like storytelling.
Yeah, I mean, I do, but that is very intentional. I try not to sound like.
No,
I'm
it's
like,
good. It's like actually, it is good. I like that. Like I like kind of like going on a journey and like with jokes. I do think it's funny. Like take weird. Like Norm did this all the time. Just like take weird.
Did you watch the new Sandler hour?
No, I heard it's great though.
Dude, he does that where he'll tell these stories that are just jokes. They're just like, you know, he has like one bit in the hour about like meeting a genie or something. Like a genie at the airport gave him 3 wishes.
That's amazing. I gotta watch that.
That's really funny.
I think it's the only. It's the only comedy special I think I've seen Low Res Wonder Bread say something nice about. It's the only one I've ever seen.
It's really good, man. I was really surprised by how like just like his performance in it, just how frenetic it is and how seemingly like not important it is to him. Like,
it's funny that he got shit on by so many alt comics for so long because a lot of his stuff is kind of like what they should love. It's like the joke is that it's stupid a lot of the time.
He's just goofing off the entire time. Yeah, and I don't know.
I think
his SNL stuff. His SNL stuff is kind of deconstructing SNL. It's like, what's the joke is how dumb the bit he's doing is a lot of the time.
And the way the hour is like presented, this has to be this like the Safdie influence.
Yeah.
It's falling apart. Like I am. It's falling apart the entire time. Like shit keeps going wrong.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's like nothing's working, and he keeps like getting foiled by mishaps and things going wrong on stage.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it's so chaotic. It really is anxiety inducing.
That sounds very Safdie, yeah. And I agree, Nick. That's My Boy is much like Burt Wonderstone, very underrated. That really was the peak comedy movies where like late aughts up till Twitter got people in trouble.
Yeah, we didn't know how good we had it.
We didn't. So I think
Boy is like absurd. It's so funny.
Yeah, it's really yeah. You can tell Sandberg had his hand in that one too, which is cool.
He keeps putting chicken nuggets. I always talk about it. He keeps putting chicken nuggets in his son's pocket. It's so funny.
It's also the only time Sandler doesn't do a lot of R-rated comedies, so it's fun to watch him do that character.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it like That's My Boy reminds me of like his CDs, and that's why I like it. It's like super throwback. Sandler.
And you'll love this hour because it's a lot like he'll just like break out into song randomly and do like
I've seen him do that live. It's great.
Yeah, he'll do like a quick like 30-second song and then go into the next bit.
Did I ever tell you about when I saw him live?
For years, I for some reason misremembered the lyric in the Hanukkah song as Adolf Hitler, not a Jew.
That'd be funny though.
Who? I don't know who the real guy that he says is.
O.J. Simpson.
O.J. Simpson. Okay, similar.
Which is also very good.
Yeah.
O.J. Simpson, not a Jew. Hall of Famer Rod Pooh. Yeah, I saw him live and Schneider hosted, and Schneider, he was like, "Well, we're here in Philly. They don't get me started. You guys can't stand this Fetterman guy." Just like unironic, just talking about John Fetterman, and everyone there. It wasn't like a liberal crowd at all. Like they're all like very standard Pennsylvania people. I think there was military there, and they're like, yeah, sure." Like they like it was the reverse of.
Like Sandler is so nice to Schneider, but Schneider just like cannot take a hint.
Have you heard the story about where Sandler had to get on the God mic when Schneider was like ranting about the vaccine while hosting, and apparently he just said, "All right, Rob, that's enough, buddy. Okay, let's get backstage."
Why do you let him open? I guess Sandler's just like a really good guy.
Sandler he looks out for his boys, dude. The new hour opens with the God mic is the guy that's in all of his movies.
Schneider is Sandler's Brian Six.
Yeah,
you know.
Even Brian Six is more decorum than Rob Schneider.
Yeah. Okay. He's a Rob Schneid Gardini.
Who's the guy? The guy in all the Sandler movies. He was in Waterboys and Little Nicky.
Oh, Alan. What's his fucking that guy? Yeah,
The one who's like, "Hey, Waterboy, check this out."
yeah.
Anyway, he's the God Mike in this new hour.
Okay, that's fun. God, what's his fucking name? Yeah, he's always in all of them.
He's not. It's
Whatever.
not the guy from Grandma's Boy.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. I think.
And then there's the one guy that the one stoned guy with the fucked up
You
voice.
just tell a joke.
He put in movies until he had like a racist freak out. Now Sandler won't associate with him.
Brewer?
Not Jim Brewer. Not Jim Brewer. He kind of is sort of like Jim Brewer, but he's in Grandma's Boy. Not the main guy, but like the stone best friend who has like the raspy voice. He's in a bunch of Sandler movies, and Sandler met him playing like basketball, I want to say, and just started putting him in movies.
Yeah, that guy's name is Dante something.
Oh, Peter Dante.
Yeah. No, this is the
Where's
other guy.
Randall? By the way, that's the movie I'm thinking of that also did Revelations. Is fucking Dogma.
Oh right, which is you can see again. I think the rights have been.
Oh yeah, I think he got the rights back.
Maybe that's why Kevin Smith is in it.
I'm sure we'll be getting a Dogma 2 soon.
Oh yay!
Jeez,
I love legacy sequels.
Yeah, I mean, look, Kevin Smith has yet to miss. So wait, what did Peter Dante do?
He had like a racist freak out on camera, and also I think like blew all his money and assaulted somebody. And it was and Sandler was like, "Yeah, sorry, bud.
Hey, sorry, buddy."
That sucks when like he watches Rob Schneider and he's like, "Damn, that guy really played his cards right." Damn, I didn't know that. Oh, he got kicked out after the release of Grown Ups 2. He got kicked out of a hotel after saying the N-word to a staffer.
Yes.
Due to the incident, he has not appeared in any Happy Madison films.
Oh man,
that's
wow. Wow. But he will be on Compound Media, or I guess censored.tv soon. Hey, I was talking about this. How about Compound Media?
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
What's the Anthony?
Lord. Okay.
Julia just comes into the studio and says, "Who the fuck let you in here?"
Oh, Lord. You know how my people be. We just savages.
Jesus Christ.
That's what he said. And Kumia said that. I'm thinking about this, and we'll wrap it up after this thought. Why was Kumia in Times Square at 4:30 taking pictures?
Because
he's an artist.
Like, what was he? If you hate black people that much, why go to Times Square at 4:30? There's so many black people who like live there.
It's the New York lifestyle.
Like, why was he there, dude?
It's the best hour to get the shots he was wanting.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to believe he's a photographer? Like like, why is he taking pictures of some? Like he said he was just taking pictures, but the picture he took of her there's just like scaffolding. It was like,
yeah, he was getting good.
You're obviously creep shotting this woman.
Yeah, it's that's.
But what is he even doing there if he doesn't want to be around? Like
he's setting an alarm for 3:30. He set an alarm for 3:30 and said, "Oh boy, today's the day I'm going to lose my job."
I love the idea that he woke up early to do that.
Yeah,
he wasn't just up drinking at like the shittiest Irish bar.
Yeah,
I mean, Kumia was just a little too early to the party because now most of Twitter is just Kumia.
Yeah,
like, I go.
But his alibi is just so. I mean, like, racism aside, the alibi of I was just minding my own business in Times Square at 4:30 a.m. taking pictures of scaffolding. Like that story. Yeah. How's no one asked him any follow-ups about that story?
Listen, Kumia is, we know that's consistent with his character. He keeps odd hours. He plays with trash in Times Square. He's been known to have trash fight. It's consistent with his character for the past 30 years. I mean, I buy the story.
I mean, he's just a crazy person, right?
Yeah, but I think it's great now that I log on Twitter and the first like 40 posts I see in the day is just, a number of people all saying the same thing, which is like, they're eating the cats.
Oh,
Send them
yeah.
back.
Wow, they may be eating the cat.
These voodoo
Yeah.
savages are eating the dogs.
I used to really like my
You
For You
can't.
page because I was like, the politics are gone, but then the politics are now back in my For You page, but it's all like Nazis and stuff.
It is like I have seen so much legitimate like Nazi, like straight up like phrenology. Like
Fucking
There was a whole.
boilerplate.
There were more than a few very popular threads about like, I think we owe this man an apology, and it's Hitler.
it's Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, and Musk is like, how do we get the advertisers back?
Yeah,
It's
Musk's strategy to get advertisers back appears to have show me less memes suddenly and more sincere defenses of Hitler.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just more people saying like, I think illegal immigration is wrong. I also think legal immigration is wrong. Keep them all out.
It might be because I do follow Kumia. That might be a big part of why this is happening.
I don't follow Kuman. I see this shit. Like
that's crazy.
Yeah, the website has just been taken over because I do think that Musk's actual beliefs are more in line with like Aryan ethno purity.
Of course, he's a South African. Like
Yeah,
diamond here to,
their chief export is apartheid.
Yeah.
It's funny though that he was a liberal hero for a while. He kind of I don't want to say Kanye'd out because he seems to have more influence than ever. But it's like he was like much like Kanye was a critical darling.
Yeah, well, he was
like
he was
Elon just tanked all of that for no reason.
He was. I feel like he was like in the Obama administration. He was like associated like with Obama. Like he was definitely like.
Well, because there's electric cars, which is like great for the environment. Which is great for the environment.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, dude, it's the whole website is just cooked for right now.
It's 4chan. Twitter just has become 4chan, but the problem is 4chan was never supposed to be like the mainstream culture.
Right. Well, everyone always said 4chan favors the bold, but now it appears everywhere does. Will Sasso's character's name for Chana?
4chanio.
4chanio.
4chanio, yeah.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Get the Muslims out. Super 4chanio brothers.
I'll tell you what, the Mushroom Kingdom doesn't have open borders. They're very selective about
I feel like it does.
You'll notice all the toads are the same color. They've really made a point.
That's true. Actually, the Mushroom Kingdom, now that I think about it, Mario 64 is a metaphor for immigrants stealing your women.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I love Mario 64.
I do too. I love you, Mario 64.
You're kind of scary, but you're also fun and remind me of my childhood.
Oh yeah, Mario 64.
There's a great video.
It is a haunting. It feels like they did a great job of making it feel like someone is missing.
Yeah, they did. There's a YouTube video about how that game was like intentionally like designed. It's more menacing than any of the other games, and it was apparently like a design choice. They wanted the game to feel, because Miyamoto had this thing where he insists that Mario is for adults. He doesn't think it's for kids, and that's why for a long time he was getting upset that they were making him do the peace symbol, because he said that's for kids. And so there was like, after Mario 64, Mario doesn't do the peace symbol anymore. He was like, Mario will not do the peace symbol because
no peace. No peace. Miyamoto is much like the Japanese soldiers still fighting World War II, but
dude, yeah, I've watched a few couple hour long YouTube videos about how the castle in Mario 64 is spooky.
I'm gonna watch that after this.
Yeah,
it's good. It's a good video.
Yeah,
I was watching Sonic
it's a
too.
Liminal space.
It is a liminal space, yeah. Skibidi toilet.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was watching Sonic
too.
Lemon
liminal space.
Lemon lime. Okay, and
right?
it's like, and Jay Savory is there.
Yes. Yeah, sure.
Oh, Robbie, you watched Sonic 2?
I did watch Sonic 2. Sonic 2. And it did get me on a Jim Carrey kick a little bit. He is really fantastic in these
so
movies.
Good.
to a point where when he's gone, I'm like, where did he go? Bring him back. In the movie, whenever it focuses too much on Sonic and Tails, I'm like, come on. It's like Homer being like, when Poochie's not around, everyone should say, where's Poochie? That's how I feel about Dr. Robotnik in the Sonic movies.
Yeah,
he's doing a hell of a job. He really has adopted do what you love and you won't work a day in your life, because the only job he does now is be Dr. Robotnik.
I'm sure maybe he did. Has he played the games? Does he say he was like a fan of the games?
I don't know.
But he's so iconic with it now, as Kanye once said, that's Jim Carrey's character.
That's Jim Carrey. I know that's a ludicrous thing to say when you're playing Sonic 2 on the Sega Genesis.
That's Jim Carrey.
That's like, that would be like playing 1985 Super Mario Brothers and being like, oh, there's Chris Pratt.
I will say the Sonic movies, now that I watched 2 and enjoyed both of them, that's more Sonic games that I've played and enjoyed all the way through.
Yeah,
Sonic games are awesome.
It might be a better film. I did enjoy Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 as a kid, but I've heard they do not hold up.
Those might be the only ones that I've played where I said these are playable.
Yeah,
I enjoyed them when I was a kid.
Sonic Mania is very good, but it's because
How about
it was
Sonic the Drive-Thru? Sorry, go ahead.
Sonic the Drive-Thru is also and chili cheese dogs. Sonic loves chili cheese dogs.
And he has to fight the Blizzard.
Yeah, the early Sega Genesis games,
Chaos Emerald. Sonic's got them, others don't.
The early Sega Genesis games, Sonic CD is pretty good, but the problem is the whole point is Sonic is meant to go fast, but then the levels are not designed for that. The levels are designed for like platforming. So
that is so true. Yeah, it feels like it feels like playing Mario, but you just like lost control of Mario.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's bizarre. The first Sonic game is legitimately a bad game. It's not a good game.
That's why Sonic Adventure does has like Escape from the City might be the best Sonic level, because you're just in an infinite city where it's fun to go fast.
Yeah.
You're in San Francisco. If you actually like study what that city would be designed like, has anyone made a map of it? It would be like 500 stories or something.
Yeah,
like it's what a crazy city.
It's got that song.
Yeah. I would swear, because like they use San Francisco in Crazy. Sega also made Crazy Taxi, and
it's great for gaming.
God, parts of it are similar. Like I'm like, is this map the same as in fucking Sonic? But
they might have Unreal Engine San Francisco. Yeah,
they may have Unreal Engine San Francisco.
I want to play more games in San Francisco. It's a great level design. It's like being in San Francisco is a lot like being in GTA, where it's like every 2 blocks it feels like a totally different neighborhood, and like colors and everything. And there's hills up and down and stuff like that, you know.
There's an open world game that takes place in San Francisco. Is it Watch Dogs? I'm trying to think.
Ooh.
Oh, do you know what? The Driver San Francisco is a great game. You can't get it anymore, but it's a great game.
Damn.
That's a game where the reveal, like the drive. I'll spoil it because you literally can't play.
Yeah.
It,
why? What happened? It's lost media.
Licensing. It's not available for
wow.
download. But the whole point of the game is like you think it's like a straightforward game, and then the end of the game is you realize you're in a coma and you're dying. And what you did is you were like a driver, and then like the game becomes really surreal. They're like,
whoa, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's a game you literally can't buy. it's
damn.
Lost. It was like Xbox 360, I think, was when
they should do a GTA. I don't know why they just keep using the same 2 cities. Because they should do one in San Francisco, because they wouldn't even really have to shrink the map that much. Yeah, like LA is a condensed LA, but if they did a smaller city, like Miami will probably be about right this time. But
yeah, I think so. I love there. Yeah, San Francisco would be perfect for all the satire too.
Yeah, it's a silly city. It's a very silly, goofy, colorful city. It would be perfect.
Man, I gotta figure out how to make money. I gotta figure something out.
You know what? That spoke to my soul, Dalton. I also need to figure out how to.
Dude, I saw today this guy I used to see at open mics.
Hans Kim?
No.
I mean, he also probably bought a house though.
But he bought his first house with his wife, He's like, I don't think he's that much older than me. And I'm like, God damn, dude, I gotta figure something out.
Oh yeah, I think about that. How Sal has like a wife and kids, and like he's my age.
Yeah, I don't think he owns a house.
Oh, he rents.
Yeah, I don't think he's.
He owns an international house of pancakes.
But Sal does have a wife and children, yes. But that's that's due to the folly of unprotected sex.
I hate that folly.
It is quite the folly.
I wish I could.
That folly has that folly has contributed to some of the worst trauma of my life.
It seems unfair that you can unprotected sex your way into a family, but you can't unprotected sex your way into a house.
Oh, unless you're a girl. Unless you're a girl.
That is true. That is like, I think that's most girls' plan. Actually, is
that's. I think most women's mothers tell them, "All right, here's the strategy."
Yeah, here's the strategy. You rip the condom off. And
it's not stealthing if the girl does it.
If the girl does it. Yeah.
If an Irish guy does it, that's double bad. And frankly, lock him up. You're gonna come to this country and stealth for women?
Come on, Robbie.
What? I'm not talking about anybody.
You're spilling too many beans. Dude.
Oh, sorry, I'm a hungry wolf. I'm just saying, there's a little column A, a little column B in this person I'm talking about.
Robbie, you're not going to be able to get booked for the Midnight Circus.
Oh no, the Tyrell Housewives of. All right, well, should we end it there, guys? I was about this though, Nick. One more. What about Chris Chan Mingle as a name for your podcast?
Oh no. I can't say.
I was throwing out some dynamite in there and getting nothing.
Some good in the chat. You did have some good ones. The problem is I have had 90 podcast names. The problem is I should have just said that I was going to think of the name because I've had 90 names sent to me by my co-hosts, and I like some of them, but I like the one that I came up with today. And unfortunately, I think that we're going to have to I think there's going to be a small fight tomorrow over what it is. But
right. That other one that you said is the one that he's going with.
He really wants that one, and I'm not vibing with
that
it.
One would be good, but it's not.
What?
It sounds like more of a name for a stand-up show than a podcast. I will say that.
That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say you should save this because it's a good name. But whatever. I mean, we'll figure it out.
How about oldershaw Tua?
Oldershaw Tua.
Stock Tua. Oh, I said the bull market because he's in Chicago.
The bull market.
Mm-hmm.
In the Chicago Bulls. I also suggested Club Expected. Instead of Club Random.
Club Order.
Club Orderly. There will be no surprises here. All right,
boys. I'm about to tear into a pint of ice cream. So,
for sure.
I think we covered.
Anything to plug?
What?
This Friday I'll have a podcast out, and we'll be dropping 3 episodes. And you'll find out what it's named then. But you guys you'll like it, I think.
Great.
Everybody be sure to tune into the Crowder Boys live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, youtube.com/@thecrowderboys. And then the Patreon is patreon.com/thecrowderboys. That's a show I do with Robbie and Craig Miko.
Yes, please listen to that. I'm going to start doing bonus episodes again. Sorry for everyone who was doing it by Patreon. I'm afraid to even check it. But I will hopefully be doing episodes soon.
Robbie, just do what I do and record something in your voice memos. Do a solo and be like, here you go.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, I guess if you just give them something. This Saturday, I will be at the Staten Island Comedy Festival doing a roast battle as Donald Trump and then doing a set on a show with headliner Zach Amico. So that might be of interest if you're, in Jersey.
Robbie, be careful. Don't stand too close to him. Look out for any red laser sights.
He's like the Predator.
Well, no, just because the man's likely to get assassinated while you're ghosting.
Oh, I see. Oh, I thought you were talking about Zach.
No, you're right. I'm telling you to look out for the predator.
I thought you were gonna say, "Well, watch out." I thought you were gonna suggest that we reupholster the stage. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.